Hi, I'm Casey.
I'm Riley.
And we're RKCB.
My first question is, what are 3 words that you would use to describe your music to people who haven't heard it before?
Wow, that's a good one.
Soulful, definitely.
Emotional.
Yeah. And, textural.
Yeah, that's cool. So you guys started this project at USC. What was it that inspired you to work together? Like, what was it about each other's music?
Great question. We met in a master class that our dean had brought us into, where we got to kind of hear each other's stuff, and we were both kind of working in this alternate R&B realm with odd sounds and things that other people weren't really doing, more electronic based, and that's really kind of the first thing that I think we heard, along with good songs, you know.
Yeah.
We're very based on good songs, so it wasn't just kind of empty sounds. It was like, oh, there's something in this.
Yeah, that's great. So you ended up using your initials for your band name. Did you like rock, paper, scissors? Did you like roll the dice?
Yeah, it's unfortunately a much less interesting story than any of that. It's how I used to basically name all my sessions on my computer. So he came over to my studio the first time we worked together, and I just had this folder of everybody I collaborated with. It was their initials, my initials, their initials, my initials. So I named our folder RKCB. And then when we decided to put Comatose out, I kind of just threw it up as the name, and we didn't really ever even think about it that much. And,
so it could have been CBRK, right?
It could have been, and we're very glad it wasn't. But yeah, no, it really kind of just is how it happened, and seems to have worked out.
So when you work together, are you both involved in every aspect of the process, or do you like have things that you individually work on, like lyrics or whatever?
Yeah, we're both very involved, and it kind of took us a while to, and it's always ever changing, but we've now really kind of gotten our thing down and have a nice tag team approach to it where, you know, whatever's happening in the computer, the other person is doing the opposite and kind of getting all the other bases covered. Then we can switch. And then, yeah, once we're kind of in the place to finish the song, we both have very distinct roles in finishing it.
Yeah.
We've gotten our process down.
Yeah.
So it's not like one of you takes like a certain part of it and the other focuses on another part?
Yeah, no, it changes.
Combined.
Yeah, it changes all the time. There are definitely songs that Riley has taken the lead on lyrics and melody, and I've done a lot of the production work, and then vice versa equally. So, you know, it really depends on what the song's calling for, and we kind of always listen to each other and to ourselves and to what the song wants to tell us too. So, you know, we're a big believer in just like letting the song speak for itself, and then we'll follow it.
That's really cool to both be so versatile.
It's very handy.
Yeah, it really
makes our life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Do you each have a favorite song that you've released so far that you're like particularly proud of or most connected to?
Wow, that changes for me often. But Baptize always sticks in my mind as like a moment where we finished it and I was like, this is special.
Yeah.
But there have been a bunch of those along the way, and a bunch that are growing, and a bunch that, you know, we play live, and I'm like, wow, this song is kind of my new favorite.
Yeah. Our new song, Till We're in the Sea, has a really like special place for me too, because it was, you know, one of the first songs that we had written in a long time that we knew kind of immediately was for us, and it was special because you know, it wasn't talking necessarily about a boy-girl relationship or things that we had talked about in the past. It was really our first kind of foray into talking about climate change, talking about our impact as a society on the world, but trying to come at it from the aspect, or from the point of view of a relationship. Like, what is our relationship as humans with the earth, and how do we treat each other as if it were any other relationship? And so that's a really special one to do live too, and get to spread that mentality.
That's really cool that you guys have that outlet to bring that message forward. I was actually going to ask, you guys have been drawn to a lot of electronic elements in the past. Like, what was like? Why has that been a focus for you?
I think we both like being very unique, and we like thinking outside the box. and we always kind of had this idea, and we still have this idea of making everything just a little bit left of center and just kind of different enough to where someone hears a sound and it piques their interest and they're like, wow, that's different. But at the same time, the core of the song is always still a song, and it's, you know, people like your dad can like it, and, you know, the electronic element just kind of makes that different element that we can't get with anything else.
Yeah, I also think it keeps things fresh every time. Like, you know, you pick up a guitar, you can manipulate it in a lot of ways, but at the end of the day, it's generally sounds like a guitar, and you know, it's a great sound, but that in and of itself is somewhat limiting. And synthesis as a kind of concept, you can take it anywhere because it's just electrical signal, right? So you can manipulate it in many, many, many more ways, and that is always super inspiring because we get to surprise ourselves, you know, and sometimes we don't know how we made the sounds we made, and I think that's part of what keeps the joy in it for us is discovery.
That's so great. So what was it about Till We're in the Sea that like inspired a shift in your sound?
I definitely think it was partly in collaborating with the guys we made it with at Kilo. They're a duo out of the UK that we have so much respect for and we love, and so we went to their studio when we were writing, and so they were just in a really kind of acoustic place, and so when we started writing with them, they kind of brought that to the table, and it felt really right for us because we had been doing a lot of the electronic stuff, but coming from, you know, playing in bands and both knowing how to play every instrument, it's nice to sometimes kind of just get back to that, and really I think allowed us to deliver that message that we wanted to deliver in a more meaningful way.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've gotten to do a lot of exciting collaborations like Julia Michaels, right?
Yeah.
So how does that, how do you go about making those kinds of connections?
The Julia one was an interesting one because, you know, obviously she has been a songwriter forever, and we actually worked with her, I think probably 4 years ago randomly, and then she took off on her own artist project and kind of started doing that whole thing, and one day we got a DM from her manager on Instagram, and she had literally heard this other collaboration that we had done with Bridget Mendler, and liked it and was like, who are these RKCB guys? And then it was one of those things where it was immediate, and we just worked on it and knocked out 2 songs. And
super serendipitous, and that's usually how it ends up working too.
Yeah.
You're just kind of circling each other in the artist atmosphere, and then, you know, some magic of events happens, and then you end up in the same room.
yeah.
That's so cool that that came about, though.
Yeah. She had literally worked with Bridget Mendler and looked her up one day. She was like, I wonder how Bridget's doing. Heard that song, and then here we are.
It's wild.
Yeah. So now I have a kind of fun section.
Okay.
Where I've taken tweets from your Twitter from the last year, and I like to call it RKCtweets.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
And so I'm going to ask you questions based on the tweets.
All right.
Love it.
So February 15th, it says, we wrote a score for an imaginary movie yesterday with our friend at David_BU.
Hey.
And I listened to it on SoundCloud, and it was super cool. So
Thank you.
my question is, if your music were a score for a movie, what would the movie be about?
Oh my God.
Amazing
That's
question.
a phenomenal question.
Love that.
I would hope that it would be something similar to Interstellar. It's one of my favorite movies. And yeah, I mean, Hans Zimmer is a legend in those cinematic universes, and Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite directors in terms of just absolutely mind-bending visuals, which is something we strive for as well. When we're creating these soundscapes, it's like, all right, what would this look like?
Yeah.
And yeah, so definitely something in the interstellar realm.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that in our videos. You know, we're always playing with natural, and then have a bit of that sort of
Twist.
extraterrestrial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so March 13th, you tweeted, of course it's happening inside your head, but why on earth should that mean it isn't real? So I'm guessing you guys are Harry Potter fans.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Harry Potter fan.
And my question is, what are your Hogwarts houses?
Oh. I'm Gryffindor all the way. Loomis Knight 97, Pottermore. Yep.
I have no idea. I like Harry Potter a lot. I don't have a Pottermore account.
You're indecisive.
I would peg you
No,
as
I just
a
don't know.
Okay.
A Ravenclaw.
I would peg you
I'm
as
a Ravenclaw.
All right. Sweet.
Yep.
I don't know really what that means about me.
Borderline
cool.
Ravenclaw, Slytherin.
Oh shit.
Depending on your mood that day.
Oh, you might be the bad guy.
Slytherins are great, good guys.
Okay.
Just a different kind of wit.
Yeah. Okay, September 13th. These new songs are going to thwack live.
I think that was just an excuse to use the word thwack.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are each of your favorite songs to play live that might thwack?
Ooh.
Future Being for me.
Sure.
I love doing Future Being, mostly because it's kind of it's such a great way to show off our drummer, who we love so much, and he's one of our favorite people and best drummers we've ever worked with, and so that's a thwacking song for sure.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
October 11th. Would love to have a singing animal as our next feature. So, first, what would be your dream animal collab? And second, when is it going to happen?
Okay, it's the dog, Walter, the singing dog.
The grandma dog. Yeah.
That would be our feature for sure. And what was the second part? And when is it going to happen?
When is it going to happen?
Whenever we find it.
Yeah, whenever Walter comes around. All it takes is 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You guys have a dog in the studio, right?
Yeah, it's my dog, Rhodes. He's the best.
Do you think music's better with a dog in the room?
Everything's better with a dog in the room.
True.
Yeah.
So November 12th, making beats while making beats with BEETS.
Yeah.
If you guys had a cooking show, what would you cook besides beats?
Ooh.
Meats. We both really love to grill, season and cook, and cure meats, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then definitely cocktails too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd probably honestly be like a cocktail show more likely than although cooking, it all goes hand in hand.
Cool. February 3rd, just doing a casual pulse check on stage. So I saw this, so I'll show the picture on the video, one of the things I've noticed is that you've been doing a lot with like cloud imagery, and you guys even have like a little clouds on stage with you. Like, what does that mean to you? Like, what's the significance of the cloud?
Man, I think there's like just this ethereal nature of it. The fact that it's really just moisture. Like there's nothing really there. It's just a form of something else we're all very familiar with, but it has such importance in the landscape of the sky. Of like when you look up, when you're dreaming, when you're thinking about something important, you look up, and I think to have something so kind of massively influential on a skyline and like what it looks like. Also, I'm a huge Bob Ross fan, so like I just love watching him paint happy little clouds.
Yeah,
that's great.
We always gravitate towards nature. Our last sort of EP cycle was a lot based on flowers and the whole bloom thing, and we were, this kind of just happens.
Also, the EP is called Shores, and a lot of clouds form around shores. There's just a lot of that. So
it's really beautiful. Like I love the clouds. They're cool. So to wrap it up, like, what can we expect to hear next? What's the future being of RKCB?
The EP is coming out February 22nd. It's called Shores. 3 unheard songs on it. It'll be 6 songs total. And yeah, it's going to be a mixture of pretty much everything we've done before. Trying to keep it emotional, trying to keep it cool, trying to keep it energetic, while kind of portraying and explaining messages that mean something to us.
Yeah, and we've got we're still on tour till beginning of March, so
yep. Yeah. Come out and see for yourself.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I will later.
Hey,
excellent.
Awesome.
So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.